Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the Altcoin show, coming at you daily, 6 days a week. And I want to welcome you to the channel, and thanks for tuning in today, wherever you are watching from around the world. Thanks for joining me today. Now, today we're going to ask, is this altcoin finished? I get so many questions about this particular altcoin. What's up with us? What's happening? Do I still hold it? Have I sold it? And I'm going to answer some of those questions today as we look into this altcoin and we look into some TA of that altcoin as well as some others. But of course, before we do that, what are we going to do? We're going to, if you're a regular watcher, we're going to smash the like, because that does help get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel. So I do really appreciate that, and all the wonderful, kind words that people do leave below in the comments, as well as the questions. I look to get back to those as soon as possible. There's a cheat sheet below in the description of this video, and every video that I put out, I make it as easy to find as possible. So if you're new to the channel, that is my roadmap for crypto success in this bull run. So check that out. There's also below in the description a link to the Stocks with Josh Discord, the most amazing Discord on the planet. So if you're not part of that community and would love to join me in there, I'm in there daily, then you can do so by clicking on the link. Okay, we're going to talk about the coin that we're going to talk about is none other than Kaspa. I'm getting so many messages saying, what happened to Kaspa? Me too. Me too. My question in return is, what happened to your perspective? Ouch. Price is emotionally driven quite often in the short term. Fundamentals is what will carry price in the long term. Zoom out and get conviction from the technology team and community and purposely, and not from price. And I do agree with that. And I do certainly think I've said the buy zone for me here, if you were looking to add to your hodl bag, is around this 9 to 10 cent region. Now, look, I'm not adding any further to Kaspa at this point, simply because I'm waiting for a reversal, number one. And secondly, because I got a lot of Kaspa down here around this 1 cent to 4 cent level down in here. So certainly Kaspa for me is a house money project for me right now. I certainly feel like Kaspa should hold in this 9 to 10 cent level there, and could be worth a nice little swing trade. And we're going to look at it in the charts in a moment. But certainly one of the reasons I think we've seen Kaspa's decline is because they did have a failed launch with the KRC20, and then it took them a couple of months to fix whatever was the issue up. And really, they shouldn't have launched to begin with if there was going to be such big issues that would take a couple of months. And then they launched again. They had the problem with the Casware wallet, where people, were spending $48,000 just to buy one meme coin. But I think one of the other reasons here, as we see here, KRC20 projects receive royalties in Kaspa. So most projects will sell their Kaspa for USDT, and this is hurting short-term price action. However, thousands of users are being onboarded to Kaspa, and it will help drive long-term growth. I know it's tough, but don't get shaken out here. In other words, people are being encouraged to build on the Kaspa KRC20 blockchain, build their projects, and they're being paid in Kaspa to do so, that then therefore there can be more onboarding into Kaspa. And so certainly that does hurt price in the short term as well. And then as Simon says, you get it? As Simon said, okay, KRC20 at Kaspa is growing in popularity. There is a bit of a meme coin trading going on there. Just full disclosure, I'm not trading any meme coins on Kaspa, and I'm probably not planning to at this point, but certainly there are some meme coins on there, and certainly you can check into the different meme coins that are there and that are trading off-chain. So what do I think overall with Kaspa? Here's the deal. I did reduce my bag by about 10% when Kaspa, I guess, was around 14 cents or so, and then we saw a little bit of a drop there. I haven't sold any further Kaspa since then. Remember, all my Kaspa is house money, and so I haven't sold any further since then, and I'm not planning to sell any at the moment. But currently I'm waiting, and I haven't made any further buys with Kaspa either. Now, some people do ask me, look, is Kaspa a good buy right now? And we're going to look at the charts in a moment and take a look at Kaspa. But we're going to start with Banana Gun. And so Banana Gun here, as we can see, is we lost, and this is what I said could happen yesterday, and that's exactly what happened, but it's held up by the 50-day moving average. Who could have predicted this when I did the Golden Cross show and banana was way up here, and I said usually after, and if you haven't checked out that episode a couple of days ago, how to trade the Golden Cross like a boss, check that out. But you can see here that when there is a Golden Cross, generally the coin that the Golden Cross happens on, where the 50 goes over the 200 simple moving average, it does come back to retest the 50-day moving average. And so we don't have to try and panic FOMO in. We can wait patiently for it to come down this level. So right now there is an entry on Banana Gun at $49. Just be careful because we have rejected the Fibonacci level above it as 50. What I'm looking for also, there could be a trade here. If you wanted more confirmation, you could wait for Banana Gun to break above the $50 area, retest that as support, and then go up. Now, conversely, on Banana Gun, if we lose the 50-day moving average there at around $49, we break under it, we retest and reject here, that could be a place to get out of the trade, although we do have the tribal trades trend line there holding up that could hold price up there. And then, of course, but we could see it come down further, this $44 level at 200 simple, and then the 200 EMA is down at 43. Of course, we do have the Fibonacci at 46 there. So certainly, and certainly if you do get out of the trade, you see that come below the 50-day moving average, it rejects underneath, and I do switch to the 15-minute or 1-hour time frame to look to see if we see a rejection candle there underneath price. You certainly can jump back in it again. And it just means you're kind of getting out at break even, and then you're getting back in at the entry. So the entry and the exit price can be the same price, and that's where you minimize your losses if you're stopping out. And I shared this yesterday, a fair bit yesterday, and I believe in the day before. I'm kind of sharing this each day for those new viewers that may come in there. So that's where we kind of see it coming to the downside, and that you know if you're looking for hodl, there's some bids here. I mean, this would be a good place to dollar cost average at 48, I think, and then obviously if we came down to 46 at the Fibonacci, and then down there's 44, 45, and 42, 43 there for further dollar cost average buys if you're looking to build a position for the long term there. All right, we're gonna have a quick look at Blub, because Blub still is in the buy zone there. We want a nice swing trade there. This could also be good possibly for a hodl. Obviously, if we lose this level, the same thing, if we drop below this trend line here, sitting at about 6.1 or 7062, if we drop below that and then we come back up into it and it rejects, that could be a place to get out of the trade there, okay? Certainly, but otherwise, our take profit targets to the upside are around 7.08, 6.10, 6.13, and 6.017 are places we can take profit and or add to the trade or get in the trade. Certainly you can see it's been stopped here as resistance right now at 7.08. So there's some little bit of money that can be made there on the Blub trade there. Okay, we're going to go to HNT, and HNT looks like it's coming down to this 200 EMA on the daily, which is sitting at around $6.04, $6.05. So certainly there, it did almost wick down into it at $6.15. Look, if you're looking to build a hodl position, sometimes it just doesn't come down and get it. And so you can certainly buy it before it hits that. But I know a lot of you are waiting to see what happens when it hits it. If it hits it, it could reject off it and retest it as support and have a nice handle, a successful retest. That could be a place to get in the trade. Certainly if we come down below the 200 EMA on the daily, that's when I'd want to switch to the 15-minute time frame, and I'd want to watch and see if the candle goes below it on the 15-minute time frame. And if it rejects back into it underneath, and then that's when you'd get out of the trade, and then you'd be looking at this $5.44 level to 200 simple. Of course, this is moving up, so we could see that at that level could be a little bit higher at $5.45 or $5.50 if it comes down to that level for HNT. So we're pretty close to possible entry there in HNT. Conversely, if we just move up from here and we come up to the 50-day moving average, it's currently sitting at $6.93. We want to see if that rejects there, or if it pushes through above it, comes back and retests it, and then that could possibly be a good trade there. Now, Kaspa came down. People did ask in the Discord there, and I did say, yeah, look, if you didn't have Kaspa, then around that 10-cent level would be a good dollar cost average level there to possibly jump in on Kaspa. And certainly it did come down and test that and found that as support. We have created a higher low. There is a low and we've got a higher low. And so we are looking now to break this level. The key level for me to break is going to be 13.85 cents, or 13.85 cents is going to be that would create a higher high, and that would signal a trend reversal. And you're thinking, well, that's a whole 2 cents more I would be paying. Yes, but you have confirmation. It would also be breaking above the 50-day moving average, which is sitting at 14.3 cents right now, the 200 EMA, which is 14.6, the 200 simple, which is at 50. But these are all trending down because price is below all three of those. We've just had a death cross, which is a lagging indicator. So I do expect over the next few days or weeks, these are going to start to curve as Kaspa price goes up. And then we are going to start to get a golden cross at some point in the future. So this is a reaccumulation time for Kaspa. If you were late to the Kaspa party, you didn't get in, and you've seen price go all the way down from 21 cents, all the way down that 10-cent region, this would be a dollar cost average area. And you'd kind of be front running the trade to a certain extent because there's nothing below it here. I mean, obviously we do have some levels. If we come over much lower down over here, we'd have to come way back for that. We'd probably have to switch to the weekly view here to even see that. There we go. That's going to be a better view. And you can see there the Fibonacci down at that 9.7 almost came down and wicked into that. So I would expect this level to hold. Like I said, I'd be shocked if we went below 9 cents at this part in the bull run here. So this could be an ideal opportunity to accumulate some more Kaspa here, and then I would expect us to come up at some point, break above this 50-day moving average at 14 cents, and then again at 15 cents before we head up to back to the 21 cent zone there. So right now, Kaspa is not for swing trade, just certainly for some hodl accumulation there for Kaspa. It is certainly in the zone there. And then as we jump into Render again is sitting in a nice little channel. We're at the bottom of that channel. It certainly is in the buy zone, both for hodl and for swing. Some people ask me, hey, why don't you give some hodl levels? Some of these trades are for hodl and for swing. Even with Banana Gun, you could swing it and you could hodl it. For Render, you could swing trade this one and hodl it. For Kaspa, it was purely just for hodling. And then for Blub, swing trade and hodl. Okay, so I just want to make that clear for those of you who might be a little bit asking questions about that. Certainly, if we lose the tribal trades trend line here, we could certainly go below it and we could come back into it. And if we reject, that would be the place to get out of the trade. Or you could put your stop loss under this candle wick here, which the low is at $4.36. So you could put it down at $4.35 on this candle there if you wanted to stop out of the trade. I like being able to manually stop out of the trades, watch the price action come back into it. If it rejects, I get out of the trade. If it pushes through, I stay in the trade. It's just that simple. Obviously, though, you got to sleep, and so putting in some stop losses while you sleep is very important. And you can find a place that you feel is an acceptable place to put a stop loss for you, depending on the size of your position and how much you have in the position there and how much you're willing to lose if the trade does go against you. Okay, we're going to look at a couple more here. We're going to jump into Say because there is a trade on Say. Same thing with Render. Here we're going, seeing the same setup. There's an entry right now on Render. There's an entry right now on Say. There's an entry right now on Banana Gun. There's an entry right now on Blub. There's an entry right now on Kaspa. Okay, and if you didn't see my earlier video, the Bitcoin video, go and see that from a couple of hours ago. There is crucial information on where the market is heading and why I'm talking about these could be the last chance to buy these altcoins at these prices. Okay, so there we go with that. And then, so we could see that 37, obviously, again, if we come down, break below, and we reject, that's where you get out of the trade. And if that happens, you get back in the trade on the same thing at a break of this trend line, a successful retest. But you could also get up here. This would be the more conservative place to get in, up here around 39 to 40, 41 that's where the upper trend line is, and where the 50-day moving average, the 200 simple and the 200 EMA on the daily is up there as well. All right, we're going to jump into Solana. This is coming down possibly to get that $1, 160. It would be great if it was $1, wouldn't it? $161 there. Certainly that could be a possible trade for a swing trade. Certainly for HODL, yeah, I think it would still be okay if you didn't feel like you had enough. This could be only a dollar cost average only, because we could come down and retest this 50-day moving average. Remember, once we have the golden cross, what do coins generally do? What it's doing right now, I've showed you. Go and watch that video, Trading the Golden Cross Like a Boss. I'm not going to go over it for the sake of time today, but I do expect it to come down and retest this 50-day moving average. It's 153 right now, but certainly this, by the time Solana comes down, it could be a little bit higher, or it could just be below here, and that could be the better entry. So you could put a little entry here for swing trade. If we break down below, reject, then there's the next entry, the 50-day moving average at 153, the 200 simples at 150, and the 200 EMA at the daily is 145. That could be all good entries for swing trading or for some dollar cost average for HODL. Then we look at SUI here. We are coming back, by the looks of it, to come back to this 50-day moving average, currently sitting at $1.80. However, we do have the 382 on the Fibonacci at about $1.90, okay? And we've almost come down and sunk our teeth into that one there. On the 4-hour, we're coming down to that. And it just so happens that the 200 EMA on the 4-hour is at $1.86. So somewhere in between this $1.80 and $1.90, I think could be a place to, if you don't have enough SUI and you're worried about the market taking off like it always seems to after the election. And if you haven't seen my Bitcoin video, go and see it from a couple of hours ago. It's crucial information in that. This could be a last chance to pick up some HODL there at around this area here between the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, the Fibonacci, and the 50-day moving average. Of course, it needs to be a just-in-case bag buy in case we come lower down and we have a flush out to this $1.60 level there here for SUI. But certainly I'm seeing this as most likely, and I'm thinking we hold the line here between this $1.90, $1.86, maybe even where price is at the moment for SUI. Just keep an eye on that one there. Could be the last chance to get some bids in here. For a swing trade, certainly I'd be looking entry here on the Fibonacci at a $1.89, $1.90. Again, if we go below the Fibonacci, retest that and reject it, then certainly get out of the trade. And the next place, again, the trade for swing would be around the $1.80. And then we're going to finish up with Bittensor Tau, which certainly is providing some buying opportunities, but we certainly have lost the 50-day moving average. So where was the place to get out of the trade? When it rejected the 50, it broke below it. We see a rejection candle there. You can even see it on the daily there. It gave you plenty of time to get out of the trade. You can drop down to the 1-hour level as well and see the rejection here. You can see the rejection candle right here on the hourly. That's when you would have gotten out of the trade at around $500.10. Now it's $457. Okay, that's when the place to get out. Now it looks as though we could come all the way down to $400, and it's about $11 right now for Tau. And so certainly there is no trade right there for Tau currently. Okay, but certainly if we do break back above this trend line sitting at 475, 474, we could break above it, retest support, off to the races. But certainly otherwise now I'm looking for this level down here around $410. We're going to see when it comes down to that. If it comes down that, whether that holds there as support. Otherwise, the simple moving average is at around 360. There's no trade currently on Bittensor Tau, although you could be looking to pick up a little bit more for HODL or for swing down at that $410 level. Okay, we're going to wrap it up there. And as always, thank you for watching. And until the next episode, which is the stock show on Sunday, every week on Sunday, we do the stock show. We're going to see you there. Happy trading.